Hey everyone, Krysten here, online fitness coach for the Natty Hour. Thank you so much for clicking back onto my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about 4 steps of how to lose fat.
I've been doing things that they told me I should never do. I've been doing things that they told me I could never do now. Never do, I could never do. I've been looking back and I'm the only one who ever knew. My dreams began to turn out.
Probably one of the most popular topics, yet so misunderstood. Let's be real, there's a lot of crap on the internet, on social media of how to lose fat. There's certain products out there that are encouraging you that, there's quick ways to lose fat by using them, and it's extremely misleading. A lot of these products and BS methods that are out there are just clouding our belief that there must be just some magical secret to lose fat. I'm sorry to tell you this, but there really isn't. As amazing as it would be, there are no secrets. There are no magical teas, coffees, wraps, or food that are going to help you speed up the fat loss process. So if you're scrolling through Instagram and come across a mind-blowing transformation from the secret magical coffee, please do not be fooled. You can't lose fat like that overnight. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Just like everything else in life, results, they don't happen overnight. You don't just start walking when you're a baby. You learn over time. Just like you don't start driving a car. You learn over time. Just like you don't get a degree, buy a house, get that job promotion overnight. All of these things, they take hard work, patience, and time. Fat loss here, it's no different. Having said that, there are 4 steps that I want to discuss with you today that will help you speed up your process as best as you can without spinning your wheels year after year. As you may know, yo-yo dieting is a major issue and is definitely one of the reasons why people struggle to lose weight and actually keep it off. But if you're strategic and you follow through on the following 4 steps here, you can break that cycle and actually sustain your fat loss results over time. So let's get into it. Step number 1 is to prime your metabolic rate. The most important step. What the heck does that mean? Essentially, we want to take care of our metabolism before we enter that fat loss stage by strategically eating more over time. Before you freak out here at the idea of eating more food, just hear me out. This here is the most underrated step of them all. Those who are constantly yo-yo dieting are actually likely to still be in a caloric deficit without even realizing it. Over time, this really starts to have negative effects on your metabolism, making it more and more difficult to actually lose weight every single time you go to diet. A lot of people think that they need to be consuming 1,200 calories a day when they aren't dieting, and they are consistently eating this amount of food over a period of time. I don't know why, but everyone seems to believe that the magical number of calories you should be consuming regularly is 1,200 for the rest of your life. Not true at all, actually. What often happens here is that those who consume this little of food over a period of time start to experience these negative metabolic adaptations I discussed. This is where your body adapts to the need to consume 1,200 calories every day just to maintain weight. This means that you would have to consume an even lower amount of calories if you want to lose weight. Can you imagine eating 900 calories a day to achieve your weight loss goals? I can tell you that in my experience, this is just not sustainable. And 99% of people, they can't adhere to that. And because of that, we get wrapped in our heads that we're a failure because we can't sustain 900 calories a day, when in actuality, we're not a failure if 99% of people can't either. It's unnecessary suffering, to be honest. So if you aren't dieting right now, but you plan to in the future, maybe for a wedding, a vacation, even a bodybuilding show, maybe even a photo shoot. It's so important to take that time period before dieting just as seriously by priming your metabolic rate. This is where you're going to implement what is known as a reverse diet, so you can speed up your metabolism prior to the fat loss stage in the future. Yes, you need to eat more food in order to speed up your metabolism. Now, don't freak out at the thought of eating more food, thinking that you're gonna gain a bunch of weight. If you're strategic about it and you make small adjustments, you can actually adapt your body to the increased amount of calories without putting on unnecessary fat. So to do this, I recommend you take what you currently are eating right now. If you don't know what that is, go track for a couple of weeks what you are already eating. Take that amount and slowly add in more food over time. My recommendation is about 2 to 5% increase in your fats and your carbs, making sure that you're getting also 1 gram per pound of lean body mass for protein. So for example, if you weigh 120 pounds, make sure you're getting 120 grams of protein a day. That simple, that easy. With these 2 to 5% increases in your fats and your carbs, I recommend you make those increases on a weekly to bi-weekly basis. This is going to allow your body to adapt and change, where these incremental changes will become your new maintenance calories, the new amount of calories that you need to consume just to maintain weight. Just like you adapted your body to consume 1,200 calories a day and maintain weight, you can adapt it to maintain weight at a higher amount. Can you imagine maintaining weight at 1,800 calories, 2,000 calories, 2,500, maybe even closer to 3,000? Yep, I have seen it. It is possible. I actually haven't dieted in 2 years, and since then I've been making these increases to my calories, where I am currently maintaining my weight at approximately 2,600 calories. So why do we want to do this? Well, over time, it allows you to not suffer as much when you go to diet again. You may find that you can lose weight eating the 1,200 calories, sometimes even maybe 1,600 calories. I've seen people lose weight eating 1,800 calories a day. Can you imagine if you were able to lose weight eating 1,800 calories a day versus the torturous 900 calories a day? Seems like a no-brainer. So last thing to touch on with this first step is that everybody is different. So don't get hung up on the numbers. It's about getting your metabolism to a healthy state so you can eliminate any unnecessary suffering during the dieting phase in the future. So take this step extremely seriously. Okay, step number 2, you want to drive a caloric deficit. It's time to stop this belief that there are magical foods out there that are going to help you achieve your fat loss goals. There just isn't. You have to find a nutrition plan that you can stick to and enjoy. Not everything needs to be super hardcore here. Focus on what's going to be sustainable for you, so you can still ensure you are eating nutritious foods, but still enjoying yourself and having a treat here and there in moderation and guilt-free. I have found for myself and all of my clients that flexible dieting has been the best approach for sustainability purposes. But at the end of the day, it comes down to what works good for you. What works good for you and your schedule, not what so-and-so is doing and what works for them, or even what the latest fad is. What works good for you, it may not work for me. So you have to dig deep and determine for you what's going to be best. And it's important to note here that the time frame varies from person to person. So stay consistent with your caloric deficit. If the results seem slow, just stay consistent with it. If you're finding you have adherence issues, then by all means, increase your calories to just take a little bit of a diet break, but just stay consistent with it. Don't get discouraged if that scale is moving slowly. It's actually been shown that the slower the fat loss comes off, the more sustainable it will be to stay off forever. So don't get discouraged. Okay, step number 3, adherence and consistency. Once you are in your caloric deficit, adhering to your program over a consistent period of time is key. This is where most people get lost and start to fall off track. Maybe the latest fad is out, or your friend is crushing it on a different program. That doesn't mean that what you're doing isn't working and you need to switch from program to program. It's important again here to pay attention to what your needs are, because just because something is working for your friend doesn't mean it's gonna work for you. You don't know their diet history, you don't know their nutrition plan and what they're doing to get the results that they are. Focus on you and what's going to work for you regardless of how long it takes. Adhere to your program and stay consistent. So in order to do that, you have to pick a program that you're still going to enjoy to some level. Pick a program that you can see yourself sticking to 6 months from now, 1 year from now, hell, even 5 years from now. If it's something you can stick to for that long, adherence is going to be a breeze. How do you know what program's going to be for you? Well, I'll just say this. It's not always about the latest and greatest and what's working for so-and-so or what's being portrayed on social media. The program that you choose is one that you should be able to stick to for the rest of your life. That's how you know. So remember, adherence is key. Last and final step, patience. I know, the most basic, overrated tip out there. But if you're shaking your head right now saying, yeah, I know, I need to be patient, that's common sense. Something to remember is that just because it's common sense doesn't mean it's common practice. Being patient is a skill. None of us just have the ability to be patient. It is a behavior that we have to practice over time. So you have to make an effort to actually practice and implement the act of being patient. It's not easy to do, but it's a skill worth possessing. So make a valid effort to focus on being a more patient person, not just in fitness and your weight loss goals, in all areas of your life. If you can focus on being patient when you are driving, waiting in line at a grocery store, waiting for a piece of equipment at the gym in January, that's gonna be transferable. It's gonna allow you to be more patient when it comes to your fat loss goals. And lastly, just ask yourself this: how long have you spent getting yourself to the point where you don't wanna be? Be real here. Answer that question for yourself. Has it been 3 months, a year, 5 years, maybe 10 years? Understand, it's not gonna be overnight. It's not. Be okay with that. Be patient. Stick to your program. The time is gonna pass anyways. If you're patient, consistent, you stick to that program, the results, they will follow. All right, my friends, that about wraps up the video for today. I hope you found that helpful. If you did, please make sure you comment down below, subscribe to my channel, maybe share this video with a friend who needs to desperately hear these 4 steps. Let me know if you have any questions whatsoever. Thank you all so much for watching. I look forward to chatting with you all in the next video. Until then, go out there, strive for more, be more, and ignite your inner athlete.